You were listening to a Nerd Room podcast, a member of the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network. Be sure to check out more from the Star Wars Commonwealth on the web at starwarscommonwealth.com and take your first steps into a larger world. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Room, where we talk all things comics and movies. This is episode number 65. We're discussing the latest Star Wars news and the final Wonder Woman trailer. I'm your host, Tim.
I'm Troy.
And I'm Sunjay.
How you guys been?
Yeah, we're doing good. Good. It's been a nice week for comic and Star Wars and DC. Definitely DC.
Yeah,
DC's holding it down right now.
Yeah, everyone's been doing good. I like this, The more stuff people do good, the more everyone, enjoys it.
Yeah, the flourishing of the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of positivity swirling around the nerd world right now. Yeah. Even into the collecting world. Troy's been having an immense amount of luck for me. And to his credit, he has found me the entire Guardians wave. He found me the Leia, the Black Series 6-inch. So it's been good all around, not only from a movie perspective. Rebels has been killing it.
So good.
Collecting, it's been a fantastic week in Nerd.
You're going to have nothing to bitch about this week, Tim. Like, what are we going to do?
Whoa. I'd say I don't bitch. I'm critical of this, but I don't bitch.
Just wait till the Wonder Woman trailer. Tim hasn't seen it yet, so he's going to be seeing it today for the very first time.
Yes, I've left this as a little bit of a surprise for myself. Sunjay just was freaking out last week on Twitter about this trailer. Rightfully so. I've heard relatively good things. There's a nice backhanded compliment from Troy on Twitter.
Troy just hates feminism, I guess.
No, I'm all about Wonder Woman.
But I left this because I wanted to have an actual real reaction here. So we're going to watch it towards the end of the podcast here. And I'm going to give my full-on reaction to this. I have not held back at the DC Cinematic Universe. You're all very aware of that, especially Sunjay.
Me? No, of course not.
So I'm looking forward to that, actually. We don't do that very much. And yes, I guess I don't really have a rule anymore. I used to have this rule not to watch beyond the first or second trailer. I've completely trashed that rule as of now. I watched the final Guardians trailer, which we're not really going to touch on much, but it was a lot of fun. And this trailer here, I'm gonna watch because I need a little bit more intriguing. I had issues with the Logan trailers, kind of hit and miss for me.
Yeah.
So my whole trailer watching ideal here, out the window. I don't follow this anymore because I'm going to blame it here on the podcast, on both of you.
You got to keep up. I mean, I'm glad you're breaking that rule. I also broke my rule. I'm not wearing underwear with jeans anymore. So,
man. On that fantastic note and segue, let's jump into our news for this week. Let's discuss Logan. We had a very extensive review last week. Troy and I seemed to fall on the side of not the majority.
That's a first.
A lot of people, that is kind of a first. A lot of people thoroughly enjoy this movie. I think Troy and I did enjoy this movie. We did see issues with the third act, but the way this is performing at the box office, it doesn't seem like many people are having those same issues. It had a fairly strong week, coming in at $38 million for the weekend haul. It came in well behind Kong Skull Island, which had a very strong showing as well. That pulled in, I think, upwards of $60 million.
Yes.
Wow.
Which is quite impressive. That's actually intrigued me that many people went out and seen this. And there are positive reviews for this. And so I'm intrigued to go see this. I do like myself a good Kong, a good monster flick, and I may just wander into the theater if I do find the time to see this movie.
Make sure you buy a ticket first.
Yeah, I guess I should buy that there. No, but Logan, it's doing well. It's now almost the highest grossing Wolverine solo outing movie. It's only $27 million behind Origins, which it should take up over the next week or weekend. And it's now the highest grossing Wolverine movie globally, too. It's creeping up towards $500 million.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's well deserved.
Yeah. Didn't cost a lot. Less than $100 million budget, which is pretty crazy for a big budget superhero film.
Yeah, it was 88. Or no, sorry. That was the opening weekend. No, it was around, I think, 90 or so.
Yeah.
So it's actually going to show that you don't need to spend a ton of money. Like if you look at Deadpool, you look at Logan. Mm-hmm. Like Logan's still the 8th highest grossing X-franchise film domestically with $150 million. Well, it's got a long way to go to hit Deadpool. But it should probably land around this $200 million mark, which is going to get it relatively close to X2, which is one of the bigger X-Men movies in that franchise.
Right. I think that makes sense, especially on Fox's end after doing Deadpool, pulling off that movie with that budget of, 59 or so mil? I think it wasn't very much, so I think they're keeping an eye on the budgets now. And You know, especially with Gambit. I think that Gambit movie that they wanted to do was like a high 100+ mil for a Gambit film. So
What?
They pulled back on that one.
Yeah. Well, after Apocalypse kind of underperformed as well. Like
Yes.
it didn't even make back its budget in North America. No. So, you know, I think they're kind of a little bit leery. It'll be interesting to see where this universe goes forward and what type of movie they do in the future.
I think they're going straight for this R rating because I think that's what the executives' trade-off was to James Mangold and Hugh Jackman, was that you can do this movie rated R, but you're only getting this much as far as a budget. And it's worked both times for them. So I could really see them shifting their focus towards this more R-rated, this adult type storytelling. And it's going to be a little more difficult with the X-Men team. So I don't know exactly what they're going to do there, because as a team, they're kind of appealing more to teenagers, early adults, and if you go back to the cartoon, like a lot of these characters aren't violent like Deadpool, like Logan, so they could be looking towards more of the X-Force type team movies and moving maybe away from the traditional X movies that they've done in the past.
Right, even New Mutants, you could maybe pull that off with the R rating, but X-Men, you got to keep it PG.
Yeah,
unless you have them like, you know, hooking up and stuff, like hardcore nudity,
like meets Riverdale, like the Riverdale vibe,
like Beast.
Okay,
let's see Beast hardcore nudity.
I'm hearing good things.
You knock Riverdale.
I'm hearing good things.
Guilty pleasure.
Really?
My wife watched that every single Friday because it jumps onto Netflix on Fridays. We don't have the CW or whatever.
Right.
But it does upload to Netflix. They have some sort of cross-promotional deal.
Nice.
And we watch it every week. And you know what? It is a soap opera teen kind of TV show, whatever, like One Tree Hill type OC.
Oh,
but
that's my jam, OC.
Oh, no, One Tree Hill for me.
Are
we going to take this outside?
I was OC, Gossip Girl.
No. Oh, man. Are you Team Peyton or... No, sorry, Team Nathan or Team Lucas?
It's always Team Lucas. This is like the worst conversation we're having on this. This is going to ruin our streak.
Yeah, right. We're going to get like 10,000 new viewers. One Tree Hill's huge, man.
It was all right. Sure, the end sucked.
All right. Did you know that Peyton is married to... Thomas Wayne, what's his name? Also in Walking Dead, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was at the BVS premiere, and I was like, what is Peyton doing here?
There you go.
Yeah, it's all connected, see? We connected One Tree Hill to nerdom.
But it's pretty good, Riverdale. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing with the characters. They do have some weird kind of like flashbacks where they do put them into their original costumes and these type of things, or outfits or whatever. They get away with Jughead's crown.
And Moose is in there?
Moose is in there. Moose
Sabrina?
is a man struggling with his sexuality.
Not Jughead.
Yeah.
That parody trailer.
So you know what? It's worth a watch or two.
I'm going to check that out.
It's a guilty pleasure for sure.
Nice.
I wouldn't say that it's elevated to any sort of level of being considered an excellent show. But I don't know. It's just one of these things that you go to and you're like, it's Friday, let's just watch Riverdale. It's kind of one of those things that we look forward. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Hearing you rave about Riverdale really, takes away the pressure of your Batman v Superman negative review.
Yeah, maybe a little. I wouldn't say rave. I would say more of I enjoy it guilty. I know when I'm watching this that it's not good, but then I can't stop watching it. I don't know what it is.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah. So swinging back to Logan here a little bit, James Mangold commented, there's a question asked to him about Caliban's inclusion in Logan and why he was also in X-Men Apocalypse.
Wait, before you tell, I'm going to take a picture of Troy because he hasn't heard this yet.
Oh, shoot.
So the question was asked to James Mangold about Caliban's inclusion. And what was said was that he wrote in Caliban not knowing that Caliban was in X-Men Apocalypse. So no one was talking across the whole Fox network of creators and writers and directors in the X-Men universe. Yeah. So that's why Caliban is in both movies, because neither the director nor the writers nor the producers were talking to each other about this film and the inclusion of a character.
That's horrible. That is absolutely horrible.
I think that just tells you exactly what continuity means to Fox. Yeah. Like, I've been going on and on and on about this since basically we started this podcast.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that is as transparent as they're ever going to be about how much they care about building a universe. And you know what? I'm still going to rag on this every single time a movie comes out.
Yeah.
But if they continue to maintain the quality of Deadpool, I really enjoyed. And Logan, don't get me wrong. Yes, I had some issues with the third act. It was still a good film. Mm-hmm. So if they can maintain this quality, I'll give them a slight break. I'm still going to bust their ass about continuity, though.
It's lazy.
It is lazy.
That's completely lazy. Yeah.
Characters over continuity. Like,
I don't know. I can't buy
It could
that.
be an anchor, man. Like think about like this. Like, do you want Deadpool to make a movie based on X-Men Origins, or do you want him to completely like ignore that continuity and just make a brand new kick-ass Deadpool movie?
Well, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what they had to do with that character because
yeah.
they screwed him up so bad.
What do you mean? You mean he doesn't have Cyclops' lasers and
Well, and
Wolverine's claws?
they poked fun at it too with the action figure, right?
Yeah.
From Origins.
But that's Deadpool, very self-aware.
Exactly.
I want that action figure actually.
Anyways, onward to more positive news beyond Logan, beyond the X franchise. We're going to leave that. We're going to shelf that for a couple months here, for a year or so, until something else comes out.
I guess you could say we're going to a galaxy far, far away.
Something like that.
Oh, Star Wars. See,
Yes.
I Star Wars.
There you go. You did it. You did it. Pat on the back for Sunjay. Yeah. The Star Wars Podcast Awards. It's a yearly thing. I think this is the second annual podcasting awards that they're doing, and a couple weeks ago we threw our names out there. You know, it's a listener nomination, and we really pushed for the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network. This is a network that we're now part of. We've been part of for a couple months now, at least maybe 6 months or so.
Yeah.
First thing I have to say, it's been a fantastic experience for us. And we got the finalists for the nominations for the Podcasting Awards, and the Star Wars Commonwealth made the finalist list for Best Podcast Network. And it's so exciting. I have to give a round of applause to the entire Commonwealth, to all the Knights of the Commonwealth. This has been such a group effort, and the guys behind this, Talk Star Wars, Tumbling Saber, Generation X, like the inclusion of so many great podcasters, and then, you know, Rogue Squadron podcast, Skyhopper podcast, and then we kind of came in here a little later in the game. But it's just been so much fun being part of this network and just seeing the engagement of listeners and other people, and then the Knights. Like, it's been so much fun to be a part of this, and I'm just so pleased and ecstatic to see the recognition here. And I would really like if the listeners would go out and vote for the Star Wars Commonwealth for Best Podcast Network. The voting's open until April 1st. We're going to throw the tag up on Twitter, up on our Facebook page, so you can easily link to that. Just go down. There's all kinds of different categories. There's best, fan choice. There's best fangirl, fanboy. So there's a lot of categories there. But we'd really like you guys to go in there and vote for the Star Wars Commonwealth for Best Podcast Network for this year's Star Wars Podcast Awards.
Yeah, make it happen. So proud of that team, man. Some great content coming out, and I've been saying it since we joined, man. Like, I really like what they do here, and congratulations to our Rogue Squadron out there for the 100th episode. That was awesome.
Nice, yeah.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, I tuned in to their live feed.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I noticed that the nerd room's in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh man, so proud. Good job, guys. Keep it up.
Yeah, and congratulations again to the entire Commonwealth, from
Yes.
Talk Star Wars, Tumbling Saber, Generation X-Wing, Rogue Squadron, and Skyhoppers. It's been a blast working with you guys, and we look forward to big things in 2017 and going forward with the Star Wars Commonwealth. So, listeners, make sure you get out there and vote for the Star Wars Commonwealth for Best Podcast Network.
That's right, and make sure they don't moonlight us. We're gonna announce us as the winner, and then they're gonna be like, actually, it was Star Trek.
Oh, the worst. The worst. Get out of here.
Yeah, I think we should make our own. I'm gonna make my own Star Wars podcast called Wookiees and Milk, all about the Star Wars Christmas special.
You get one solid episode out of it.
That'd be one more Star Wars episode than I ever thought I'd do. So,
Anyway, sticking with this Star Wars thread and kind of shifting to another sci-fi franchise at the exact same time, James Cameron announced that Avatar is delayed once again. I think this is the third or fourth time he's delayed this. This was supposed to come out December 2018, and we had debated here a couple times in the podcast whether or not that was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And the big reason is that we've become accustomed to having a Star Wars movie now in December. This has become, like I've said before, a great pleasure of mine, especially with my family, with our friends, and just going and seeing a Star Wars film before Christmas, before the holidays. It's almost like the kickoff to the holiday season now. And I've been pushing for Han Solo to take that flag and jam it in December and say, you know what, Avatar, take a hike.
Yeah, kick rocks, Avatar.
And they're taking a hike. Probably not because of Han Solo, just because they can't get ready. So James Cameron did comment that they're making Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5 all at the same time.
Very
Wow.
ambitious. Yeah. Wow.
Very ambitious.
Yep.
And so I don't know if the technology isn't there. He likened this undertaking to the building of the Three Gorges Dam, which is sure, like that's a big project. And I just don't know. We're going to be over 10 years. This came out in 2008 or 9.
2009. Yeah.
So we're going to be 10 years out for a franchise. Like, we've seen franchises being revisited, Ghostbusters, and all these different franchises that have movies that are 10 years after, where they try to recapture that magic that they had in the first film, and they just never seem to.
Doesn't work so well.
Zoolander,
Dumb and Dumber,
Independence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just couldn't capture that. And I think this may be plagued by that. Like I haven't seen that movie forever, and I don't ever plan on revisiting this, and I'm not excited for this. I'm more excited for the Avatar land that's opening up in Disney World.
That was cool.
It looks awesome.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, so I think that opens this year maybe, or next year.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, it's going to be delayed again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the biggest Avatar person, but I just don't count these guys out because, I mean, this movie's like the all-time selling.
Nothing's ever going to beat that.
Nothing's ever going to beat it.
$2.8 billion.
It's too hard.
It's too hard, and I think they're hurting their fan base. I think it's going to do okay, but they need to set this in stone and get this movie out because it's just taking way too long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The only optimism I can spin on this is that James Cameron's waiting for the technology to catch up.
Yeah.
He's doing something big. Like, this has to be another one of those seismic shifting movies where you take 3D technology, and he did what he did with it, and it's kind of dead now.
Yeah.
So he's got to bring another element to this that's going to make it so and completely immersive that it becomes again like Avatar was.
Yeah.
Virtual reality.
Like,
It'll
you could
be
the first film, some sort of augmented reality type thing where you're looking around the theater and you're seeing everything. You have to wear big ass goggles. Right. Like, it could be a step that they're taking.
That's what I'm calling it right now. Mark it down. If Avatar 2 comes out,
you get big headphones on or something, and you're getting kind of the like left ear, right ear type thing, and you're hearing, like, that's one way to do it, is re-immerse the viewer into something completely different. And you get that whole feel of, that 3 dimensions, that depth he was trying to get. Imagine looking around the theater.
Wow.
And seeing, like, the trees and all the crap floating around and all that. It might be interesting. I don't know.
Who knows? So this talk, maybe Han Solo will move to December 2018.
Yeah.
What about the Batman? Yeah. December 2018. It could happen.
Batman always feels like a May through July release for me. I don't know why.
Yeah. I think the Dark Knight trilogy was all in July.
I think it was.
Yeah. Oh, Batman Returns had the cool Christmas setting. It's Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think Arkham Origins 2, the video game, is set during Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a cool setting. Like, there's that graphic novel Batman Noel set at Christmas time, which is pretty cool too. So.
Yeah. But this Christmas, we get something bigger coming down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what do we got?
The Last Jedi.
Oh.
Star Wars Episode 8. And the first footage was shown at their annual shareholders meeting, and there was description. A guy was live tweeting. I don't know how we got away with that. And everything leaked from it. We're not going to go into any sort of detail here. I want to leave this till we get to actually experience it and discuss it properly. I think, like, I read who appeared in it, and I tried not to really get into that very much because I don't really want to spoil. I want to experience this trailer, for what it is.
Yes.
Seeing the visuals and seeing actually maybe more contextually what is going on. But one of the things I just briefly wanted to touch on, and spoilers here for The Last Jedi. I don't want to ruin the trailer, and I don't want to ruin the movie for anyone. This isn't going to ruin the movie, but if you are worried about being spoiled by anything, just jump ahead like 5 minutes. We're not going to spend too much time on this topic. But there is a quote in there from Luke. He says, "To Rey, who are you?" What are your thoughts on this quote? A lot of people were freaking out about this, making inferences that means that Luke doesn't know who she is, so therefore she's not his daughter,
right?
And he's never seen her before, so he didn't train her and hide her. So what do you think this could mean? Or do you think it's just completely out of context? Like, it could just be a dropped line?
Yeah, it could be just a drop line, like a throwaway line, right? Even one cool thing is what if it's a test for Rey? What if, like, they've done some kind of mind wipe almost to Rey, and Luke's kind of testing her to be like, who are you? Explain yourself, because she could be somebody else. She could have had a different name. She could have just been a completely different character in the first place. But I guess if this is the case, if this is true, it could be the fact that, Luke and Rey are not family. He's not the dad, she's not the daughter. Call Murray because you're not the father. So, boom.
Joke of the podcast.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
So I don't know. Again, I've kind of fallen out of the theory that Luke is the dad, and I've kind of been liking this theory that Rey is something to do with Jakku, where she could have been related to Palpatine somehow, or she could be a clone of somewhat. I don't know, but I don't think that she is Luke's daughter. What do you think? I gotta know what you guys' theories are.
Well, I know you guys all want to know what I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm the most knowledgeable in Star Wars.
Give her.
So
Spock's the dad.
Luke goes,
Oh, nope.
Oh, no, yeah, Spock. I like Spock. He goes, what is it? Who are you?
Yeah.
And Rey goes, I'm Batman.
Of course she would.
That's all I got to contribute to that conversation. I have no idea. It sounds pretty cool. I'm jacked for this movie.
Yes.
More jacked for this than I was for The Force Awakens, because I actually know a little bit of Star Wars now, so There's that.
Yeah, you've got 45 hours of aftermath to get through to figure out a little more clues as to what's going on in Jakku. I'm just getting into Empire's End right now. And so I know there's some ideas coming out of that book. I've stayed away from those spoilers. So if there's something there that I'm missing, it's because I haven't got there yet. And I really want to experience that book for what it is. And I want to hear that in my ears for the first time. And it's really good. Like, I'm only about 4 hours into it, I think. I'm really enjoying it. Life Debt was good after I got past a certain point, and I'm really excited for this. What could this mean? I don't know. I've never really been of the theory that she is Luke's daughter.
Right.
I just always thought that was too simple.
Yes.
I know it's the saga's about the Skywalker story. Like, it still can be about Luke and Leia.
And Ben.
Yeah, I just never really bought that it was that simple. So I think she has something to do, I agree, with Jakku, with Palpatine, not knowing what comes out of Empire's End. But that's always kind of been my favorite theory. And I guess we'll see here. We're not going to sit here and speculate all night, because in a couple weeks, in a month or so at Celebration, we're going to probably see this trailer. And it's in December when we actually find this out. So it looks like at least that they're letting Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker talk in this film.
Yeah, that's always good.
Which is a positive. Yep. And I don't get me wrong, I love what they did with him in The Force Awakens. I think that was appropriate, and it really leads you into this movie and gets you excited for this movie.
Yeah.
It's cool we're going to have that interaction between Luke and Rey, like right out of The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
like,
which has never been done before.
Yeah, there's like no time gap, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Nice.
And it could mean really anything. Like, I really think probably that he doesn't really know who she is, or he could be asking her a question like, maybe it's more rhetorical, like, you have to ask yourself, who are you?
Yeah,
like something like that. Exactly. Right? Like, it could be him just searching a bit deeper inside of her for her to connect more with the Force and figure out exactly who she is and who she wants to be.
Right.
So it's all about context, and I do not think that Disney, Lucasfilm, is silly enough to throw in a line like that. No. It's just to get people jacked up. It's completely thrown in there to make people think, speculate. Like, look how much talk it's got. No one's even seen a second of footage in the general population, and we're already speculating on this mystery footage, right? That we're not going to see for another month. Yeah. It's all about keeping that hype train going.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking about keeping the hype train rolling, we're just going to keep rolling here with the Star Wars news, because there's so much speculation all the time. And Frank Oz, he's the master puppeteer behind Yoda. He's the voice behind Yoda in Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. He was asked, he's out promoting a documentary that he's doing, and he was asked about the appearance of Yoda in Rian Johnson's upcoming Star Wars film, Episode 8 here. And he was asked about that, and he gave an extremely cagey response. And a lot of people are really reading into this response. He said here, I feel like I'm a prisoner at war here. I can only give you my name, rank, and serial number. To be true to the people who asked me, and they're kind of my family, I have to say I've been asked not to talk about it. I love Yoda. I would be happy to talk to you about it at a time when they let me.
Ooh.
You don't really give an answer like that unless you're part of something. Like, has he signed some sort of non-disclosure? Could they be doing something different with Yoda? Do you really think this means that Yoda is going to be involved in any way in Episode 8 or Episode 9?
You know what? This is cool news, but I always assumed Yoda was going to be in this movie. I mean,
really?
Yeah, I've always assumed
Did he die?
Yes, but he's a Force ghost, right? And with Yoda there, you got to have Obi-Wan. Like, Obi-Wan has to be in this movie, and if you're going to see Obi-Wan show up as a Force ghost, you got to see Yoda pop up as a Force ghost. It's not a coincidence in these comics right now. We're even getting some Yoda stuff going on, right? We did see him make an appearance in last season's Rebels. We're definitely going to get a Yoda, I believe. Especially, Luke's been here on this island this whole time. A lot of his training, he must be interacting with these two, maybe potentially 3 Force ghosts, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Yoda. Could we get Hayden Christensen in there? I don't know. That's a talk for another time. But I think for sure we're going to see Obi-Wan, and I'm hoping, it's Ewan McGregor, and we're definitely going to see Yoda. I would assume so.
It's something that never really even crossed my mind. Like, I never really thought much of even Obi-Wan being in this film. It kind of makes sense. But when I look at this, and it's interesting you bring that up, because the same thought I had is that Yoda's kind of been present in a lot of material lately. Like, in these comic books, it's 4-issue or 5-issue arc that they're going to finish up here next month. Yep. And it's something that Marvel more does. Like, when you look at, they just released a Prowler book, which makes me think that he's going to show up in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes.
They've done this with action figures. They kind of throw at these figures, and these characters eventually show up. Yep. And so I don't know if it's more of a testing ground or to just get people talking and thinking about a character. Mm-hmm. And the whole Marvel comic book thing, I agree with you. Right. It's a little weird that all these things are starting to link up a bit. Could we be reading into his answer? You know what? I don't think so.
No.
Like, it was super cagey, and you don't say stuff like that if you, like, he could just say, yeah, I'm not involved in anything.
Exactly.
Like that would have been the normal answer,
Yeah.
but now he could just be screwing with people. Like, he's been involved with this for the last 40 years, right?
Well, the same thing happened with, I think, Rogue One when it's coming out. They asked, I can't remember the actor's name, but who plays Palpatine. Yeah. They asked him, are you in this film? And he flat out said no. Like, I'm not in there, right? So why wouldn't he just given us the same answer?
Yeah,
I think he's in it.
It could be something, because he did record lines for The Force Awakens.
Yes.
That weren't really used. There's kind of that one throw-in line.
With the Force back?
Yeah, with the Force back. So I think, if anything, it's going to be more of just using his voice.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Rey connects with Yoda somehow. I don't know.
I think we will, too, because another thing is Yoda's been in every kind of... He's been in the prequels, and he's been obviously in the original trilogy, and I think Yoda's something you kind of need to keep present for the kids.
Yeah.
Kids love Yoda, and I think that generation doesn't have this Yoda, really. We've seen him a little bit in Rebels, and we do have him in the comic books, but I think to put him back in the franchise in Episode 8, and he did come in, he was first introduced in Episode 5, right? So he kind of shows up in every second film in a sense, right? So man, I think we're going to see Yoda.
There we go.
So.
Right, there we go.
Try.
Well, I definitely would not be upset if we saw Yoda.
Definitely not.
They have to frame it properly with Luke, and how can I set that whole thing up with him communicating with Obi-Wan, maybe Qui-Gon.
Right.
It'd be kind of cool if they threw some of these other characters in there.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And we mentioned the Yoda comic books here. They're really good. And we'll get into that maybe for my comic book pick of the week.
Yeah, okay. Foreshadowing, okay.
Yeah. Foreshadowing. But we had a massive comic book announcement in the Star Wars world from Marvel this past week. One of our favorite writers, Charles Soule. He's doing Poe Dameron right now. He's done
Daredevil.
Unreal. He did Lando. He did Obi-Wan and Anakin.
I love that one, yeah.
He does an independent comic called Letter 44. He's done Curse Words, which was just recommended to me, I believe, by Kyle at Tumbling Saber. So he's doing a lot of great stuff. And they just dropped that he's going to be picking up the reins of Darth Vader.
Yes.
So this is going to be a volume 2-ish, I'm going to say. It's not continuing on from the series that was set between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
It's actually going back to Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, like it's literally taking place a second after, he said.
My man, you must be stoked for this.
Oh, man. If you guys follow me on Twitter out there, Troy the Boy 87, man, I was losing my mind. This was just the best news. I can't remember where I saw it from, but I was losing. One of my favorite artists that draws Spider-Man, actually Amazing Spider-Man. I'm going to butcher his name. So,
Giuseppe Chemicoli. I don't know. Something like that.
So one of my favorite artists out there, Giuseppe, who just kills it on the Spider-Man inks. To see this guy's presence with the Darth Vader, and then we're getting Charles Soule with the storytelling. There's nothing more I can ask for. And I've also been wanting this Jedi Purge story, which we've been lacking.
Yep.
So for them to go back there and touch upon this, I believe that the premise is him, building his lightsaber.
Yeah.
The red lightsaber.
That's definitely going to be in there. That was something that Charles Soule exclusively mentioned.
Yes.
That whole construction. That's something you've been questioning too.
Right.
Like, that's something that's bothered you, is like the red lights. Like, where does it come from?
Right. Yeah. So this is just huge news. I hope it makes it to at least 25 issues, because I believe the last Vader did get to 25, and we had some cool crossovers. Vader down. I don't see us having any crossovers with this, obviously, just because of the time where it takes place. But man, I can't wait. This is my number one anticipated comic right now, for sure. Yeah.
Now, just remind me, where does Lords of the Sith take place as far as timeline?
Right. Yeah. So that takes place 4 to 5 years after Episode 3.
Okay, so we're not going to run into this.
Whoa! Don't spoil Episode 2 for me.
Yeah, I forgot. We're going to get there someday.
Yeah. Live action. We should live shoot.
We should.
Especially yours.
We should. But this would be a great time now to get into Lords of the Sith, because it's my all-time favorite new canon novel. So we got this book coming up too. Maybe we could see Champ Syndulla pop up, which would be awesome.
Yeah, there's going to be some interaction with the Emperor there. Yeah. I think it's going to be a very different story than we've seen, because it's maybe played from two angles here, where we have Anakin and Darth Vader. Two different characters that aren't one yet. Because I don't even think, personally, that they become one character, Darth Vader, until the Ahsoka battle in Rebels. Like, you get glimpses of them. Like, maybe because I haven't read Lords of the Sith yet, I don't have that continuation of the story.
Yeah.
But when I saw that last battle in season 2, the end of season 2, I just felt like he was still kind of there, and whether he killed Ahsoka or not, that's a question that's still left out there.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah.
And I think that was his final. This is like, I am
That's
now Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I mean, definitely Lords of the Sith, he goes in between. He does have flashbacks and memories of his time as Anakin, which is just fantastic. But you know what the weird thing is? I would have to say it takes place in the Vader comic, which is weird. It's really late in the game, but there's a moment when he has a sequence of thinking about Anakin and he kills him in his mind. You remember that scene?
Oh, yeah.
Which is really weird. And that's when he like officially becomes Vader. And that's so late in the game. But he has a sequence of like Padme and Anakin on Mustafar. Yeah, I remember. And then Obi-Wan. And that's when he really kills like the Anakin inside of him, which is weird because that's like just before Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
So, and he's had some time to be Vader.
And that's after his Rogue One appearance.
Yeah. Oh.
Man, we're going to get that movie in a couple weeks here.
That's right.
April 4th.
Yeah, you guys got the Steelbooks coming up.
Yeah. Can't wait to watch that. So stoked.
Yeah. Is this something you might look into, Sunjay? The new Vader comic.
It sounds interesting. Like, of all the Star Wars characters, I would definitely say Vader's the one that intrigues me the most.
Yeah.
So I would probably, if I were to ever read a Star Wars comic. But, like, could I read it without seeing the prequels?
No.
You definitely got to pick up episode 3. You got to watch episode 3.
All right.
I think that'd be a good jumping point, really, is that prequels.
Yeah, you need to, like, if you get the prequels and you want to get into comic books, like, I think this comes out in June, so there's a bit of time before this drops to watch the prequels and that. I think you need to see the evolution of the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even all this supplemental material that we're getting, I was thinking about this just earlier today, actually. Like, I haven't revisited the prequels in quite some time, something that I want to go back and do very soon. But everything that's being built around it now, I'm like, the prequels in my mind are just being elevated and elevated. Like, everything they're doing to add little bits of lore here, the comic books, the books, and
Catalyst.
Yeah, Catalyst. I'm thinking back to everything that's gone on, even with Rebel. Like, there's so much good stuff there. I'm thinking, like, these prequels, the next time I'm going to watch them, I'm going to be like, oh, I remember that. They mentioned that in the comic books. And so, again, it's this universe building that they're doing with the new canon, with the new material. Because we came into it right as they were doing this, right as the Disney reset, we've had the ability to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just loving how rich this universe is becoming. And, yeah, I know it's difficult for people that were really committed to Legends.
Yeah.
But I never really got in beyond, like, the Thrawn trilogy and a
Right.
few other books here and there. Because there's so much content to get into. And now we have the ability to just read everything.
That's true.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, it works out for me at least because like I've just kind of been piggybacking off of you with the original Thrawn trilogy. So now this is great for me to get back into these books and really pick up everything and kind of, try and get ahead as much as you can before you get overwhelmed with all the content that you gain, right? It's
awesome, man. One of the biggest Star Wars celebrations. It's happening this year, 2017, in just a couple of weeks. There's a bunch of the guys from the Commonwealth going down. I'm super jealous, but a couple of the guys there, Rob Cast, awesome dude. But he said that if he is in line, he will pick me up the exclusive Luke Skywalker and X-Wing on vintage cardback. 6-inch.
Boom.
So, Rob, I'm hoping you're listening.
Shout out to Rob. That's huge.
My fingers are crossed here. I would love... I guess I'd love you. Sure. But I would thank you to know it. I'd appreciate it.
What would be like the line in the sand? Like if someone's like, okay, you can get that, but you have to do X. Like what is like the one thing you'd be like, okay, like this is like the furthest I would go in order to get that?
Like as far as me personally?
Yeah, like if someone's like, okay, in order for you to get that, like, I don't even know, like you gotta run down Deerfoot naked at 3 a.m. in the wintertime.
So I'd just pay the $100 for it.
Right.
So that's your price is $100?
Well, the aftermarket price is...
Well, that's no fun.
Would you sleep in a tauntaun?
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Only if you cut it open.
Would you snuggle with what's the Wookiee's name?
Chewbacca.
Yeah. Would you snuggle with Chewbacca?
You can't say stuff like that. I have to cut all this out. People are going to kill us. We're going to get thrown out of the Commonwealth.
All right, let's start this again. All right, Tim. So would you, you're cold at night, would you cuddle up to a Chewbacca?
To a Chewbacca?
He is a Wookiee. His name is Chewbacca. Take 3. This is brilliant.
All right, Tim. So here it is. Here's a scenario for you.
I'm leaving all this in, by the way.
Okay, perfect. I'm not going to get kicked out at all. So it's cold at night. Your she's out of town. Would you snuggle with Chewie?
Yes.
For it?
100%.
Yeah. Would you be big spoon or little spoon?
Whatever he likes. Chews around the show, man. Yeah. It's an 8-foot Wookiee. Anyways, one of the big announcements that is coming already from Star Wars Celebration is that next year there isn't going to be one.
Yeah.
Star Wars Celebration isn't coming back into 2019, which I'm kind of excited about because I'm going to say right here, if it's within reasonable flight distance, I'm going to Star Wars Celebration in 2019.
How do you get tickets?
You just buy them. Like, they're not hard to get.
Like, do they sell out like San Diego?
Maybe, but I've never bought them before.
Okay.
But the guys in the Commonwealth and everyone on like Twitter and that I've seen that I follow that are going, they all seem to not have really any issues.
Okay.
And a couple of the podcasts, I believe,
Commander
Talk
Cody.
Star Wars and Commander Cody over at Rogue Squadron,
Right.
they got press passes as well.
Wow.
They look fresh.
Yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't seem like a difficult thing to get into. I think it's more the hotels and all that.
Yeah.
So this could also, the cool thing about it being in 2019 is it's going to coincide with the eventual release of Episode 9, as well as the opening of Star Wars Land.
Oh, man.
And I think both Orlando and California. So my guess would be that it's going to be in Orlando or California. It's in Orlando this year. I wouldn't doubt if it's in California. So they're going to be close
perfect.
to, it'd be awesome for us.
Yeah, well, that'll be
So
perfect.
they'll be close to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Kind of, that's like the park for Disney. That's like their home base park, the
Mm-hmm.
original park. You know, California, like that's where Skywalker Ranch is. There's a lot of history there with Star Wars. So it makes sense that they're going to have that there. And I'm hoping so because that's our shortest flight.
Oh, man, that'll be a nice flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just exciting. I'm like super pumped for that they're taking a year off because it allows me to have that breather year.
Yeah.
To prepare for everything, get my family ready.
Yeah,
just,
stack
like-
that cheese. Get it ready.
Yeah, exactly. Loving it. So we're going no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
dragging you guys
Definitely
with.
2019.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah,
happening.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Boom.
I was listening to Tummer and Sever this afternoon, and I know Corey wants to go. So,
Oh,
dude,
shoot.
you get an
Make
open
a-
invitation from us.
Yo,
I know the
let's
guys were giving
roll.
you a bit of a hard time on the
man.
podcast. You can come with us, man.
In order to save money on a ticket, we could just dress up as Chewie. You can stand on my shoulders.
There you
and then
go.
we only have to pay for
It
one
was just a
ticket.
classic jacket.
Yeah.
All right, so exciting things coming out of the Star Wars universe and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They dropped some really exciting photos this week. Thor Ragnarok. This was my number 3 most
Wow.
anticipated film for this year, as we stated on the podcast in early January there.
Yeah.
And they released, Entertainment Weekly released a whole bunch of photos.
Yeah.
And man, did they look cool.
They delivered.
Yeah.
So the cover art here has Chris Hemsworth. He's rocking 2 big swords. He's got his haircut.
Yeah.
He's got kind of a different looking outfit. It's got colors on it.
That war paint.
Yeah, war paint.
Yeah.
We've got Hela flanking him on one side and Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie on the other side. So it's almost a completely new cast with the exception of Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston's Loki.
Right.
And what do you guys think of these photos? Because there's some really cool ones here. We've got Thor in his battle gear, kind of the red Braveheart looking war
Right.
paint. There's a really kind of giddy looking Chris Hemsworth with Mark Ruffalo here. I didn't think we were going to see Banner at all. I thought it was going to be pure Hulk.
Right.
This whole so it looks cool. We got Jeff Goldblum. He's sitting in his Grandmaster outfit. Like, he looks weird. He looks like he belongs in a Guardians movie. But man, I don't know. What do you guys think of the colors, the palette that they're using, the tone that they seem to be setting? Like, I'm thinking this is looking awesome.
Yeah, it looks very Guardians-like. These colors,
it does,
it's
yeah.
bang on the money with Guardians. I've never been a fan of the Entertainment Weekly covers from the X-Men.
They look so photoshopped.
They looked really photoshopped.
Yeah.
They got to fix it, but they got a sweet deal with these movies because we get some nice inside access.
Disney must
Yeah.
own.
They
Entertainment
have to have
Weekly.
something to do
I
with
don't know
them.
how it works. They
Right?
must
Yeah.
own.
I think, isn't
yeah.
it because it's on ABC, right? So, like the TV show? Is that the same thing?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, ABC is owned by Disney too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they get all these exclusives. They must.
They
Yeah.
must, right? But once you get into the actual magazine here, I'm guessing, or at least online, the photos look great.
Yeah.
Just not the cover I'm a fan of. But yeah, I really like Hemsworth here. We got that unworthy Thor
Yeah.
look kind of going on, which is just cool. It's he's like a Spartan, man. This is great. I can't wait to see him in action. And man, Hela's looking hella dope.
Man, I can't even see Kate Blanchett in that character.
No, that's
not at all.
crazy.
Like, she looks awesome, and
Yeah.
I think she's going to be a really cool character.
Is she gonna be the wife of Thanos? Are they gonna hit it off those two?
is she
Mistress
dead?
Death.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's
Right?
quite possible. So they did give a quick synopsis here. And spoiler alert for Thor Ragnarok, this is kind of high level, but it does give a little bit of insight into the movie here. So the synopsis that was released, it's on IMDb and all these different sites now. So Loki frees Hela from decades of imprisonment, where she confronts Thor. She banishes him to the Grandmaster's gladiatorial planet. And this is where he cuts his hair, he loses Mjolnir, and Valkyrie recruits Thor to the arena to take on the Hulk, the arena's champion.
Wow, Planet Hulk.
Yes, and then Hulk and Thor end up on this cosmic road trip together to save Asgard from Hela. So that's a brief synopsis that we're getting from this.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds really cool. And they've really taken this kind of divergence from the original Thor movie and Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
And we're talking about this a bit on Twitter this last week, and about how this looks like the appropriate shit. They need to do something different. They need to reinvigorate this franchise.
A soft reboot almost.
Yeah, kind of. And they seem to be doing it here. They seem to be bringing in, like I said, a completely new cast of characters. You know, maintaining the original favorites in Hemsworth and Loki. Yeah. We're going to see Odin here. We know Doctor Strange is going to make an appearance in this. So they're tying this universe together, but also giving this a new foundation to jump off of. Like, I could see them going into a Thor 4 at some point if this movie is successful. Right. So I really like what they're doing here. I love how it looks. I think cinematography is going to be awesome. Taika, great director. He's going to give this movie a much needed kick in the ass and maybe elevate this franchise to the likes of Winter Soldier, Civil War, Captain America type franchise, right?
Yeah.
Grandmaster and the Collector, are they brothers, I believe? Are they?
I don't know if they're... I think they're maybe both elders of the universe.
Oh,
potentially. I'm not positive. I don't know a ton about Grandmaster.
Right, okay.
But he does look like the Collector.
Yeah, because I was wondering if, he would pop up the Collector in this movie.
It's very possible. Like, I could see them integrating some of the Guardians characters. Maybe a Collector seems like an appropriate character to make an appearance in this, whether he's just hanging out in some sort of box watching the arena fight,
right? Because he has a big presence in Unworthy right now, right?
He's awesome in this. So again, that's another, are they linking up these characters and just saying, look, the Collector and Thor have some relationship here, boom, here's the Collector and Ragnarok. That could work for me. I think that they're trying to link these two franchises up a bit tighter with the success of Guardians.
Yes.
And you're seeing the same, like I said, the same color palette coming out of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 right into this. You'd swear these are companion movies.
For sure. Yeah. Cosmic.
Oh, it's awesome.
Grandmaster, do you guys remember him from Justice League vs. Avengers?
Yes, he was the guy that was messing around with everyone.
Yeah,
right?
he's with Krona from DC, and they have like the bet, and you have to collect 5 items from each universe.
Oh,
like
cool.
They had like the Green Lantern power battery, and I can't remember like the Infinity Gauntlet for Marvel. And so like those are the two that like have the bet, and then so maybe maybe they're setting up some giant crossover.
Oh, DC and Marvel? Yeah. Not anytime soon.
You said that now, but
maybe.
Never. You're hearing it right now. Never.
Yeah, I bet you people said that about the comic books and they crossed over.
True.
Yeah. But where does the money go? How do you split that between who gets more shining time, right? Who gets to shine more?
Oh, it would be such a terrible movie because they would never want to like show them to be weaker than the other one, right?
Yeah. All the money would go to Marvel.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The draw.
Yeah, like we're doing you guys a favor, DC.
Yeah. You say that now, but wait till you see Wonder Woman.
Well,
speaking of women, this is the first female villain in a Marvel movie. I heard.
Is it?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, I think it would have to be.
Welcome to the 21st century, Marvel.
It's
about time.
When did DC have a woman or a villain?
Feora, Catwoman, Harley Quinn. There's been plenty of female.
I guess.
Yeah.
All kind of anti-heroes. Who's Feora?
Man of Steel. Zod's second in command.
Oh yeah, and then I guess you had Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
what's her name? Talia al Ghul.
Talia al Ghul. Yeah. I mean, I think there's been like some like smaller roles, not like the main villain. Like Nebula from Guardians was kind of a villain.
Yeah.
I can't think of like the girl from Iron Man 3. I forget her name, but like she was supposed to be the main villain, and then they cut it for Guy Pearce because they said he could sell more toys.
Yeah, they didn't sell many toys.
No.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Excited nonetheless.
No, it looks great. I mean, it kind of reminds me of a 90s vibe, like with the colors and stuff, like an extreme.
The logo.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm jacked for it. Every time I go into a superhero movie, I go in with the expectation and the hope that it's better than The Dark Knight Rises, because to me that's my gold standard.
That's hard.
Okay.
Dark Knight Rises? Okay.
Dark Knight Rises is the greatest comic book movie ever made. You're here to hear first. Like every time you go in, well, Tim's might be Avengers, Troy's might be Dark Knight. I mean,
best Winter Soldier, Civil War.
Okay, so Winter Soldier, Civil War. So like, every time you go in, you should want to see a film better than the best.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
I go into it hoping. I haven't had that experience yet, and hopefully I get it one of these days. Iconic, you know? Him and Vader, top 2 voices in movies.
One of the most panned voices. You know, I didn't mind Bane's voice.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it worked for me.
Yeah, I liked it. It fit the character.
We're gonna have to watch that movie again. I don't know
how Bane was defeated. That was something else.
He got shot.
Doesn't work for me. Yeah.
Weak third act.
We can't all get defeated by a dance-off,
Actually,
guys.
that's true. It's true. It's true.
You know, if Batman had been doing the Bat Tuesday or something, you know, like...
That would have been awesome.
Like 66 brought back Adam West.
Oh, yeah, and the shark repellent?
Yeah, the Bane repellent.
Oh, there you go.
The 2 fingers over there.
Yeah.
How come Batman doesn't dance anymore?
Okay, guys. This week we're going to skip our comic book picks of the week. That defeats calling it the comic book picks of the week, but we're going to defer it to next week because a couple weeks ago, and I have to apologize here off the top to Kyle over at Tumbling Saber. He did send us an awesome question, and I've pushed it a couple weeks here because I wanted to set the stage for next week's podcast. It is that great of a question. Yeah. And so I'm going to read it out here. This is, again, from Kyle over at Tumbling Saber. Thanks for sending the question in, bud. It says, "Hi, Tim, Troy, and Sunjay. I hope you're doing well. I just want to start off by saying the 3 of you are doing great work on the podcast. It's an immense task to keep up with all of this stuff, as in the news, each and every week, and then pull it all together into a tight podcast. Kudos." Thank you very much for that compliment. Very much appreciate it.
Oh, shucks. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Wait till he hears this episode. Yeah. He's going to take it back.
Yeah. Who's this guy that you have on that doesn't know Star Wars?
They know Star Wars.
From the title. Anyways, here's the bulk of the question. It's a bit of a lengthy one, but it's a really good one here. Here's some of the backstory before I get into my question. Like the rest of you, I have been a longtime lover of comic books. I grew up on Marvel and to a lesser extent DC. Good man. Though I've always loved the core DC characters.
Good man.
Image snuck in at the end here, but I got out of the hobby in the early 90s when the industry nearly died, and I stayed away until the New 52 launched in 2011. I was pulling upwards of 20 titles from the new launch that I slowly narrowed to just a couple since Marvel also did their non-reboot reboot. I talk lots about that non-reboot reboot.
Yeah.
But I always felt out of touch with the essence of the universe. I could never shake the feeling that too much had gone on that I had missed, so I never fully got engaged. Today I pull 1 Marvel and 1 DC title, Old Man Logan and Trinity, if you're interested. And he also pulls all the Star Wars books as well. For all intents and purposes, I'm out of the hobby again, but I don't want to be. So here's my challenge to you. Are you guys able to cobble together a list of trade paperbacks or self-contained stories that you can recommend to your listeners who may be having the same issue as I am? Stories like The Dark Knight Returns, Red Sun, Spider-Man Blue, Frank Miller's Daredevil. All of these are classics and deserve space in everyone's collection. Can you add to that list Marvel and DC? A-list all the way to D-list characters. If you can tackle this right here and right now on the podcast, great. I'll be very impressed. If you would need the time to pull together a good list, then that's fine too. Either way, I look forward to your responses. First of all, Kyle, great question. And like I said, we're going to construct an entire podcast of this because this is a question that we get from time to time from friends, from other people that we do talk to about getting into comic books. And I think it deserves an entire episode focused in on our favorite trade, story arcs, and the essentials to get back into the current universe, or even I think transport yourself back a few years into something that you need to read, even going back to the AVX, these type of comic books. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to throw this together. So that's the challenge I'm going to throw to us from Kyle, is that we go away, Sunjay in DC, myself in Marvel, and Troy kind of spanning both universes. So I think we're going to get a good mix of recommendations here for Kyle and for the listeners. And I really look forward to doing this episode. And so we're going to do that next week. We're going to cobble together some of the essential story arcs, trades, and all that for new readers into comic books. This is going to be your introduction to comic books, your comic books 101 for getting back into the current universe as it stands right now.
Damn, Kyle, man, you held it down with that question. That's awesome. I love that, dude. I love that. So I'm definitely going to go back, go through my crates and go through my DC books and my Marvel books. And I got some good stuff for you coming up for sure. So stay tuned.
Yeah, and I'll definitely be giving you the best list because I know the most. So, no, great question, and I'm actually curious to hear Tim make his Marvel recommendations because that's something I've said I've always wanted to read a little bit more Marvel. I just find it really hard to get into just because the universe is just so expansive that I kind of feel like a grape in the universe. That's a saying, like a grape in the universe. Is that a saying? That's a new saying. So I kind of feel like lost and small. So I'm glad that you asked the question and. I'm not just a teacher, I'm also a student.
There you go. Yeah. Laying it down.
Yeah, that's good. And then shout out to Old Man Logan. I'm glad you're picking that up. It's a great book. Great run. Yeah.
So make sure you go check out Kyle and the crew over at Tumbling Saber in the meantime, and then come back here next week for the answer to that awesome question.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Like we promised at the start of this episode, we're going to discuss, not in a ton of detail, but in a little bit of detail, Wonder Woman's final trailers. This is a movie that sits relatively low on my most anticipated and very high, if not the highest, on Sunjay's, and somewhere in the middle for Troy.
For me. Yeah.
Pretty high.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, one of DC's last attempts to put out a movie that is both critically and fan received. And let's get into watching this. You guys have both seen this, correct?
I've seen it about 10 times.
Okay.
I've seen it twice.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So we're going to pause here really quickly. Okay. I'm going to have my first viewing of this, and then we're going to come back and discuss this.
Well, me and Troy are going to act it out.
Yeah.
I'll do the theme song. I love the theme song.
Yeah.
Is it still in there?
Yeah. I went on YouTube today. Yeah. So, I was going to the gym today, and I went on YouTube. Almost 9 million views of the Wonder Woman theme song.
8 million were you.
They actually disabled the comments because they said of all the comments that they had to disable it because it was so poisonous in there on YouTube.
YouTube's the worst sometimes.
Yeah, I stopped reading comments on internet sites.
You have to be.
I love it, honestly.
Really?
I love reading comments.
Oh man, some of the dicks on there.
Oh yeah. I don't support what they say, but I do love just reading all that good stuff and bad stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Go check out the Wonder Woman trailer, and we're going to the third Wonder Woman trailer, the final one. We're going to talk about this in 2 seconds.
Cool.
And we're back, and it's a rousing success, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say, for the first time ever, we're going to have positive talk about oh, wait, no, Tim's chiming in. Tim?
Well, okay. I don't like that this immediate thought that I'm going to be negative about this. I'm going to be a little negative. But I will say, the music, this whole thing, until that stupid theme.
Oh, man, you got to get on that theme.
I hate it.
I mean, can you name one Marvel theme as iconic as that? It's already become the most iconic superhero theme.
I can name, the Avengers theme is good. But there's no Marvel theme that I outright... I don't like saying hate, because I don't hate it. I just really don't think it fits. That whole... I thought it sounded a lot like the Man of Steel theme.
At the beginning, that's a good pull, yeah.
It had a good, I love the Man of Steel score. Is so
incredible.
Hans Zimmer, yeah.
Everything they did in those trailers, with going through the wheat field and all that. Was so good. Yeah. So well done. I will say that the cinematography looks beautiful. It looks a lot like Zack Snyder stuff, which I'm not always a fan of, but whoever the director is, Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins, yeah.
They seem to have mixed in a little bit of her and a little bit of him. So they're capturing a little more of that fantastic element of Wonder Woman in this trailer. The way that they've tweaked the color palettes between London and Themyscira looks really cool. I know I think I've said this before about the film. What's her name looks great as Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot, yeah.
I think that they showed a lot of the elements of Wonder Woman I think that are going to draw people in. Mm-hmm. My issue with the trailer is I feel like I've seen the whole movie again. They went too much chronologic with it. They went from here's the start of the movie, here's the middle of the movie, and here's the end of the movie where she fights General Dude. We just haven't seen him transform into the CGI monster.
How do you know he transforms into the CGI monster?
I'm guessing that because he seems to be fighting her at one point, and for him to fight Wonder Woman, he's got something else juiced up inside of him.
Yeah, Ares.
Ares, thank you.
Yeah.
So all in all, I would say that this is a better trailer than the first two.
Okay,
it's just that there's too much in it. I think, I don't like always comparing back to Marvel and that, but if you look at the 3 Guardians trailers that we have, I still have no idea what the hell the movie's about. I know the characters in it, I know the general premise, the fact that they kind of get hired to fight this monster, and then he finds his dad at some point. But I really don't know what's really going on. We get some images of this Gold's kind of figure, her or whatever, Aisha. But I still don't really know what's going on in that movie. And I think that's what a successful trailer should do. It should intrigue you, but intrigue you to the sense that you want to go see the movie because you don't really know what it's about. There's some really cool shots in there. I think that if they had mixed that up a bit more, or just had more of speaking over the fighting and just doing one fight scene and talk, I think they showed a bit too much of the Themyscira and a bit too much of the, her and Chris Pine's interaction and what's going on in London. I just felt like it was too chronological of a trailer.
Like, I think maybe like with Guardians, especially like Guardians 2, that movie people are going to see no matter what. Like, they don't have to sell anything with that movie. Wonder Woman, DC hasn't had the best reputation after last year with fans and critics. So maybe, they feel a little bit more pressure to show a little bit more. But I was actually impressed that they didn't even show us Ares. I was fully expecting us to see Ares. Yeah.
Doomsday.
I mean, you can say, like, they could have shown Ares like they did Doomsday, and they didn't. And, I actually felt like they didn't show too much. Like, I feel like they could have shown Ares. They could have shown maybe, like, the big battle. Like, we still don't know, like, how this takes place. What's the reason why she leaves man's world? Like, and how does she...
Yeah, there's definitely a lot there we haven't seen. Like, we've seen 2.5 minutes of a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there to expand, and all I'm getting at is that I think I know what Act 1 is, Act 2 is, and Act 3 is. And I guess for any superhero movie, you can it's the origin, it's, the revelation and all this coming into new worlds and exploring your powers, and then it's the fight against an old demon or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's maybe more of a trope of comic book movies that that I feel like I know this movie.
Yeah.
But just seeing it presented on screen like that, it kind of, I wouldn't say that it pushes me away from the film. I'm actually a bit more intrigued by it from this trailer.
Nice.
I think just because I love when they do that with the music in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, you look back at all the really good trailers, they all have this music that draws you in. It becomes almost a character of the trailer.
Yes.
And it's maybe not even part of the score. And like, you go back to Winter Soldier, you go back to Civil War, like all these movies, they have awesome trailer scores.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that sucked me in immediately. Like, just that slight, I don't even know what instrument it is, but it sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
And that drew me into this. And the action sequences are cool. Like, there's a lot there. And there's not a lot to be negative about. I'm not going to sit here and kick the crap out of this, because it's not a bad trailer.
No, yeah.
By any means. It's a good trailer. And I just think it, like I said, it just tells a little bit too much of the story. But I kind of, now that you've said that maybe they need to tell a bit more of that story, they need to show people what this movie is about.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to go back and look at some of the first Marvel trailers to see how much of that story they told. Go back and look at Cap and see, like, did they show most of the World War II stuff?
Right.
And of course, I'm not going to show them going into, the future or whatever. But maybe I need to revisit some of those, because, again, I'm at a point with the Marvel Cinematic Universe where I know exactly what's going on in the background, and they just need to show us the characters, some funny moments, and a bit of action. And that's all we really need, because, like you said, we're going to go into these movies. So maybe I'm unfairly judging this a bit for the fact that it showed a bit too much or a bit too chronological. So that's something I'll commit myself. I'll go back and rewatch some of these, and that's maybe something we can expand on a little bit later when we actually do see the film.
Interesting point. Troy, what are your thoughts? I know you said you liked the first half.
Yeah, and I still stick to that. I do like the first half a lot. The music, the score is great. That build up. It's really cool how DC's titling their trailers like Origins. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I do like that. Some of the shots didn't work for me necessarily.
Okay.
Some of the sped up ones and the slow down ones didn't really work. The humor was flat. I feel like Chris Pine is just doing the same kind of thing, and I was really hoping more from him, because I do like what he did in a recent movie. I can't remember what it's called, but
Hell or High Water.
Star Trek.
Oh, Hell or High Water was great. Yeah, and he did another one on the boat.
Hearts in the Sea.
Hearts in the Sea. Yeah, I do like those two performances of him. But yeah, the humor was just flat for me. The color looks cool. I do see a lot of Zack Snyder going into this. I do like the guitar crazy 80s.
Yeah.
At first listen, I didn't like it, but I do like what they're doing here. They didn't show the villain. You know what? Honestly, as long as she's not finding a clone of herself, X-24, come on, then
Wonder Man,
Wonder Man. Then that's cool, and the setup seems neat, and I'm really on board with this movie.
Yeah.
This is actually the weaker trailer for me. I get what they did, but I do prefer the first trailer from Comic-Con. Yeah, that was great. That stole the show for me, so I still do like that one more so. And I mean it's okay. First half is stronger than the second half. Can't wait to see it though.
I'm getting a very vintage vibe from this film. Like, you see, like, they're taking some of like the best movies in DC history, and they're kind of like paying homage to them. Like the scene in the alley where she stops the bullet with her bracelet is right out of Superman the movie.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I found the battle scene where I forget the Amazon's name, but she's like, never let your guard down in battle. You expect the battle to be fair.
I love that.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like Batman Begins with Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Oh
man, that was nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I saw online someone was like saying like, never let your guard down. You expect the critics to be fair to DC Comics. I thought that was great.
I'll make a commitment right here. I know I know my reputation here, but I will go in with an open mind. But I will be deadly honest.
That's all you can ask. You go in, you gotta give your honest opinion. Yeah. And I admit I'm probably blinded by DC movies, and I'm sure like you're probably blinded by Marvel Cinematic Universe and Star Wars. Like every movie has like some weak points, but if you really dig the characters and stuff, like a lot of times you look past them and you're just like, oh, whatever.
As long as those weak points don't pull you out of the movie, that's my biggest thing I have to say about films. It's like the X-24 thing pulled me out of the movie.
Yeah. And
it's as long as you can look past those things, those little errors or continuity things or whatever it happens to be. I think as long as that doesn't yank you out, like we're going to talk a lot about this on our MCU retrospective this coming month. We're reviewing Iron Man 2.
Yes.
That's right.
And we're going to talk about a few things that maybe pull you out of a movie. But, you were talking about Thor earlier. Thor 2, The Dark World. The comedy pulled me out of that. That's something I like in the cinematic films, but the comedy pulled me out of that. So I'm going to be fair to all these movies as long as something doesn't overtly pull me out of it. Doomsday pulled me out of Batman v Superman.
Right.
Superman and Batman pulled me out of Batman v Superman too.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Anyways, yeah. We're not going to get into that. There's about 40 episodes.
Every episode, Batman v Superman comes up.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's the most talked about comic book movie probably of all time.
Yeah, I think you subtly drop it though.
You brought it up.
You seed the conversation. You brought it up by saying, "Let's review the Wonder Woman show this week." Of course, it's going to come out.
She killed it in Batman v Superman. Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
she stole the show.
Yeah.
And I think Gal's acting, I dug the lines. I like how she has an accent because it makes sense that she wouldn't be like a North American or a European, like, perfect English. Like she's from Israel, and I think Amazons are like around that area, like in
Mediterranean.
In like the mythology. So it makes sense that her accent, I don't know. Like honestly, my geography is not that great, but I think like Amazons, they said were like around Turkey, so I think that's like close.
Yeah, it's just north of Israel.
Perfect. So it makes sense, and I'm glad that they kept it, and I'm glad that they cast her. And
if she fails, though, if she can't carry this movie on her own, what does DC do? Do they reboot? Or not reboot? Do they recast?
No,
they keep her in.
They keep her in.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think if this is a hit, I picture a trilogy. Because she has
definitely
so
if it's a hit.
If the movie's a hit, of course. But if she doesn't perform well, what do you do?
If she can't carry a standalone,
that's just it. Because what has she carried? Right, I like her.
Yeah,
right, but
she hasn't had much. Like keeping up with the Joneses, Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. The only thing you could do is surround her with stronger actors,
and she has a great
which I think they've done in this movie already.
Yeah.
Chris Pine and
what's her name?
Robin Wright.
Yeah, Robin Wright. Yeah, she's great.
And Lucy Davis, friend of the podcast.
All in all, though, like I said, I think there's a lot more positives than there are anything else. I'm trying to grind through my teeth.
Should we watch this all together in IMAX opening day? Are we going to all be around in June?
June
2nd,
Yeah, we'll be around.
Should we make a commitment right now?
I think so.
Yeah, sure.
Because the last DC film I watched with Tim was Man of Steel. And that was the last DC film you enjoyed. And I haven't even seen one with you.
No, we haven't.
Have we even seen a movie together?
Yeah.
Do you want to go on a date, Troy? Me and you?
Force Awakens.
Just me and you? We'll go to see a movie?
No, did Sunjay see Force
Awakens?
I saw Force Awakens.
Yeah, with us. Yeah, with her. We had like 20 people.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, the whole theater.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be around for Guardians.
Oh, really?
So I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh.
I'm
going to get the first day IMAX poster and sell it to Tim for twice the price that I paid for it.
Yeah. Free.
I'm going to give it to him for a good review of Wonder Woman.
There you go. Building up that.
Do the Marvel way where you pay off the critics?
Yeah.
Unless you're Iron Fist?
Because it's working for Iron Fist. Yeah.
The first rotten thing ever from the MCU.
Yeah, we'll see. We're going to review that in April. We're going to give you guys that drops this week, actually.
Yeah, 17th.
Yeah, I figured we'd give ourselves about 3 weeks to get through it, especially if it's a bit painful to get through.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do a week of release review because those are just too hard to get through.
Yeah.
Come through 12 hours or so. And
yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of commitment. So we're going to wait about 3 weeks, I think. That's kind of, I was planning out some of the dates here for what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. And there's definitely going to be an Iron Fist / Luke Cage type review that we're going to do. We never really got to Luke Cage, and I'll take the full blame for that one. Next week, we're going to be doing a full comic book episode here. We're going to do a little bit of the news at the start, but we're going to try to focus in quite heavily here on Kyle's question. Because I'm really excited to spend the next week going through my trades and going through some of these arcs and rereading this stuff. Like, I'm super pumped for this.
Can't wait for that.
Kyle, you made his week.
Yeah. There you go. Nice. And yeah, there's lots of stuff coming down the pipe. We've got Star Wars Celebration coming up here in April. I'm going to discuss maybe at some point a little bit of Empire's End with the crew here.
Nice.
We've got Rebels Twin Suns, so our after show airs every Monday on the same feed you're listening to right now. We're going to be reviewing the big Maul versus Obi-Wan throwdown this week, and then going into 0 Hour. I believe that's the last episode. It's an hour-long special, so Rebels ends in 2 weeks here. And with that, we'll be ending our after show until it comes back for Season 4.
Right.
So we're going to be going down to one podcast a week and trying to supplement a bit here and there as it needs. We're going to have our MCU retrospective series continuing throughout the next 14 or so months. This month we're going to be reviewing Iron Man 2. Look for that episode to drop here at the end of the month, either the 30th or 31st. Yes, we got lots of exciting things coming out of the Nerd Room over the next couple months, and it's going to be a really exciting time in the nerd world, and I'm looking forward to the eventuality of the Last Jedi trailer. We got lots of collecting news to catch up on here over the next couple weeks, reviewing maybe a few of the Civil War / Guardians waves. Yeah. Spider-Man Homecoming wave is going to be dropping here soon. And with Rogue One, the Steelbook dropping, we're going to be reviewing, to a degree, all those special features. We're going to talk about in a bit of depth when that does drop on April 4th, I believe, in the hard physical copy. And so we're going to be talking about that. So there's a lot of content and a lot we're going to be doing here over the next couple months. And we're excited to have you guys along for the ride. If you'd like to partake in the episodes, fire us your questions. You can hit us up at thenerdrm@gmail.com. Our Twitter handles are at the end of the episode. You can always comment on our Facebook or YouTube pages. All right, guys. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure discussing all the Star Wars news and this brand new Wonder Woman trailer. Anyways, gentlemen, until next week. For the Nerd Room, I'm Tim.
I'm Troy.
And I'm Sunjay.
And thank you for entering the Nerd Room.
And remember, X23 marks the spot.
This has been a Nerd Room podcast production. You can find our hosts, Tim and Troy, on Twitter at TheNerdRM and Troy TheBoy87. Don't forget to subscribe to the Nerd Room on iTunes, Facebook, and YouTube. Just search the Nerd Room Podcast. Be sure to head over to StarWarsCommonwealth.com to find other podcasts on the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network, including Talk Star Wars, Generation X-Wing, Tumbling Saber, Rogue Squadron Podcast, and the Skyhopper Podcast. Follow the Star Wars Commonwealth on Twitter at SW Commonwealth and take your first steps into a larger world.